Well, I don't know about you, but I can spend a week in my office and it ends up looking like this. I'm great at organizing. I'm not so great at keeping it that way. So I find that about once a week, or at least every other week, I have to go in and do a big clean. But I also upgraded one of my work tables. So now I get an opportunity to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that. So in today's video, I'm just going to go through and clean my space and chit chat and show you a little bit around and see what we can kind of figure out that works a little bit better than it has been. But first, let me give you a quick tour. Okay, so this is my main work desk, and I have had this space since long before I was doing crochet. So this was actually designed as a typical regular kind of workspace, that you would work on the computer and that kind of thing. Then back here, I have a little exercise workout machine that actually honestly doesn't get used all that often because I have a bad shoulder now and can't use it. Here's my lovely window with a beautiful view, which gives me tons of natural light. And then I've got one storage, there's yarn in this. It is full of yarn, yes. And my TV for TV watching. Here is my new table, so I can work at that and take pictures and all that good stuff. Here is kind of just a messy little table that I keep whips on. If I keep going around here, here is more yarn storage and all that kind of good stuff. So you can see all that. And then you probably see this spot in the background of many of my videos. And I keep notions and different things in here. Obviously, this is where I keep all of my hanging good stuff, and I kind of do a lot of filming right there. And we're back to here. Now, the bulk of my yarn storage, let me walk you over there. Okay, I'm not sure how well this is going to come up on the video. I'll try and lighten it a little bit, but it's pretty dark in here because I only have one light. But this is my closet and the closet for this room. And so I have bins of storage going up and down on both sides. It is a very impractical closet, but it is what I have, so I try and use it as much as I can to keep things out of sight, but I end up pulling things out. So I have baskets down there because I pull things out to work on. So that is the space that I have to work on. So let's get cleaning. Okay, just a quick kind of plan of attack. I have the new table over there. I was thinking of moving it back here, and I may still do that, but I do kind of like, there's things I like about it over there. There's things I like about these over here. I think I'm going to try and kind of clear off my desk space a little bit, and instead of it being more decorative on the side over there, maybe make it more usable as like a workspace as well. So that's going to be, I think, kind of my first target, is to try and do that and just kind of get everything cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to turn on some Tony Lipsy and watch some of her videos while we're working. And here we go. I might put some shelves up here. Something, because if I have the space, if I get rid of that shelf unit that I had here, then I still need something to store stuff up there, because I like decoration. So I might, if I kind of want to leave this space clear, then I need to have something up there. So that might be something that I get my hubby to help with. I am going to get rid of that plant and move it back there. It should be an interesting process. Okay, apparently I have a thing for journals that I don't use all that often. So let me reduce these a little bit. It's time, girlfriend. Call it trash. It's mostly used already anyway. I like the white. It's very empty. Might keep that one. I have two of these. Only used a couple pages. Used a couple pages. One is more of a, not journal anymore. Alright, I'll keep those three. Oh. Found two more. This one is pretty dirty. Kind of yucky. And this one is definitely a keeper. These books can go in my library. Okay. All right. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to keep my Amazon stuff for a little while until I've realized whether or not I'm actually going to keep it. So it's time to go through those. These are air valve bags, and I almost wonder if they wouldn't be good for storing yarn. Because you could just, let me do an experiment. Okay, I have 4 skeins of the gloss fingering in there. Seal it up, which is a little tricky. Got a very strong seal there. And push. Nope. So, I can't push it, so let's try this. Nope, nothing happened there. So apparently they are not reusable. But, I mean, they're still kind of nice bags, so maybe I'll keep it anyway. You know what? I have a hand pump. I wonder if that'll work. Or Well, I also have a food vacuum sealer. That didn't work either. So I'm guessing this just has a certain tool or something that has to vacuum it. So, but it does make a nice bag for keeping it all together. So whenever I get the vacuum seal ones, I will keep those. And I have a reusable Sprouts bag, but I've made my own market bag, so I don't need the Sprouts bag anymore. Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains. Today I'm going to talk about All right, we're gonna watch Knit for Brains. Kimberly with Knit for Brains. I've been watching her a bit lately. She's pretty cute, and I enjoy her videos. Okay, so far I feel a lot better. This space is not entirely clear. I do want to put some shelves or something up there to put my pictures up and to put some of this, not clutter, but wonderful little decor to kind of get it up a little higher. And then I think that'll be okay. This definitely gives me more space because what I was doing is I was working right here in front of my computers. I didn't have space over here. And so that would become really cluttered. And then I couldn't work if I needed to do computer work. So now I have this side over here, which is better. Hey, this is Nicole in editing mode, and I realized that my microphone stops about halfway through this clip. So I wanted to kind of do a recap and just share with you what's going on and what I'm talking about here. Basically, I'm kind of sharing with you that I need to clean up this area. I'm not really good at organizing something and having it like be the end all be all, so I may have to change things up multiple times. This is where I'm telling you about a project bag that I picked up at the Dollar Tree for like $5. It's just a garden bag, and it's great for me being able to pick up everything I need and go when I go to my knitting groups or crochet groups. It holds everything all in one bag, and it's super handy. So I'm going to kind of jump over and we'll go into montage mode for the rest of these clips just so that you can, so that we can kind of get through all of this. We'll flip over, get everything cleaned up, and we will be back when I am ready for the big reveal. Okay, so it's time for the big reveal. This is the space, and this is my office, so let's kind of take a look around. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out overall. And as I'm editing this, I'm actually a couple of weeks into living with the space as it is, and I'm still really enjoying how I've laid everything out. So let's bounce over and I'll give you the grand tour. Okay, so this is the desk space that is my normal workspace. Up above where it is the Not All Who Wander sign there, that's where I want to kind of put some shelves so I can get some of that stuff up off of that level. And you can see this actually this desk is set up this way so that it actually faces the window, and I got a lot of light reflection. Now if you spin over, you can kind of see my recording corner there. And that's where I moved the plant from earlier in the video, so it's not kind of creeping into my head anymore. So this space is all cleaned up. I have a little bit more room on top of my shelves there, on top of the cabinets. And I'm going to put a big calendar on this wall here. I just haven't gotten what I need for it yet. But this is where my working table goes. I may eventually get a sewing machine to put on here. I don't know yet. In the meantime, I can do recordings from that. This stool, I replaced the shelf that was there, the kind of end table thing, and this is a little bit more practical. And I've got all of my bins there that have my current whips and upcoming projects. So everything that I'm ready to kind of go in a pinch. And there's my chair and everything I need to kind of use this as like a little record what I'm actually working on area. I don't know if I'll get there, but that's the idea anyway. As we spin around, you can see that's my dog's bed. That's actually a quilt my mother made for me when I was a kid. And the other dog sleeps there. So usually I have two dogs in this space at the same time. And yeah, so there we go. Back to square one. You can see the overall space. And it's at least practical for what I need it to be right now. Holy moly, I think I'm giving myself motion sickness watching this back. I hope you don't feel the same way. I promise I won't do that on a regular basis. One of the things that was really important to me as I was clearing and rearranging this space was having a place where I could really work at my desk. And what I would have this tendency to do would be to bring all of the stuff over to my desk, work on things, but the side desk was always full of stuff already, so I didn't have that space to work on it. So what I wanted to do was to create that working space there and open it up, plus have those things within an arm's reach. So literally I didn't have to get out of my chair and take 2 steps to put it away because I wouldn't do it if I was in the middle of working on something. It just wasn't gonna happen. So I needed that space organized in a way that was much more usable. And I think I definitely accomplished that here. Now, if you have any great tips for me on how to organize the space a little bit differently, or some things that you've done in your own space that might be a little bit more helpful, I would love to hear from you. And with that, we'll wrap it up. Hey, Farah, take us out.